Yes.
I have said several times that President Edgar Lungu encourages corruption.
Yes.
And some of the people have said Chishimba Kambwili is bitter. Yesterday I was listening to this young man who has been born again from opposition to ruling party called Antonio Mwanza. And he was saying, don't care about what Kambwili says, because let me tell Antonio Mwanza that I left formal employment in 1996. From 1996, I became a minister in 2011. I have been surviving. I never cried. And let me tell Antonio Mwanza that what I was earning as a salary from government was plus minus 18,000 kwacha per month. Nangula dilaba Antonio Mwanza. But we didn't over a loss of 18,000 kwacha.
No. Antonio.
The problem that this boy has is that this is his first salary in his life. So he's excited. He says his first salary in life, it is the first time he's driving a new car from State House. So he's excited. In fact, Antonio, I am more happy to be free from being a minister because I can now concentrate on my own business and concentrate on proper checks and balances to the corrupt government of PF. I can also concentrate on building the National Democratic Congress.
Yes.
I am not a type who can cry for losing employment where I earn 18,000 kwacha. So let me tell this boy that, you see, you are only exposing your ignorance on issues, and also you are exposing yourself to say that you are a candidate. And you see, we don't want to talk about these issues. Antonio Mwanza approached us to join us.
Yes.
And he came to negotiate for a salary position. And we told him, for us, we don't offer salaries. All our operation as NDC is voluntary. It's for people, voluntary service to the people of Zambia. And he told us, I'll get back to you very soon. And that's how we went to PF and they offered him a salary. So please forgive Antonio Mwanza. You can see how he has changed 360 degrees. He was calling Edgar Lungu every day as corrupt. He was calling the PF every day as corrupt. Today he's saying those who are saying Edgar Lungu is corrupt, they are bitter and changed. So does it mean now that Edgar is corrupt but changed? So people Zambia, do not listen to these boys who have no political history, nothing to offer in their pockets. So what I was trying to say is that President Edgar Lungu thought God was stupid. But I've always told you that you cannot fool God. You cannot fool God. Some of you think Edgar Lungu made a mistake by saying Ugomba Muibala. And I am so surprised. People are trying to find the meaning of Ugomba Muibala, justifying it in different ways. Gentlemen, it's only a meaning. It simply means justification for stealing where you work. That's the meaning.
Shame.
Nabakusanga na wibetaba na wiba abete tabakupele ati omkwai ubomba mwibala so na chibasho mumba. say President Lungu is corrupt. President Lungu runs a government of thieves. Some people don't take me seriously. But you know how God works. God descended, he said, and told him, please, can you expose yourself? I don't want to expose you. That's how God works. So, what happened on the copper belt? God just descended in him and said, please, today you should expose yourself for what you are. So I am vindicated. I'm extremely happy. At long last, we've been vindicated that we have a thief president. And I am sorry if people think I think President Lungu is a thief is an insult. I'm sorry. I am only calling the man for who he is. I am not the one who to it and say, I am not the man who had stolen 6,000 kwacha from a client, Andre Massey and company. I am not the man who has accumulated wealth within 1 year from 5 million to 23.5 million. I am not the one. So, it's not the one. I am not responsible. And I can tell the people that in Bemba and in English, calling somebody a thief is not an insult. And if somebody can come and tell me that if somebody steals and you tell me the thief, you have insulted him, I want to know in which language. Maybe in Mozambique language, because we hear this man comes from Mozambique. But I think in all the 73 tribes in Wansha, calling somebody to be a thief or corrupt is not an insult. So I have been vindicated. The man says, we have raised so many issues about these ministers who are still in government. How can you have a Minister of Home Affairs? How can you have a Minister of Home Affairs with all the revelations that we have given, still operating as Minister of Home Affairs? They supply exorbitant fire engines. The same company that supplied the exorbitant fire engines goes to buy a truck using their company check, and this truck is registered in his younger brother who doesn't work. And the man is still working as Minister of Home Affairs, and the president says, I'm fighting corruption. The Finance Intelligence Unit told us there are ministers who've had deposits in their accounts, illicit money that they cannot explain. And they named them. One of them was Chitotela, who was named on that. What has happened to Chitotela? He was even last night on Facebook trying to explain the meaning of Ubomba Mwibala. If you are feeling stop listening. Yes. And you see, if the man goes himself and uses an idea, which he knows he has grown with it, because that man says he grew up with it. And in what is used is Bemba. He knows it very well. He understands the meaning. In short, he has confirmed that it is a government of Bao. Yes. So thank you very much, President Lungu. But my appeal to the people of Zambia, we cannot continue keeping a thieving government. I feel sorry for the people of Zambia that we have been taken for a ride for long. I think I will have to engage President Akainde. I will have to engage President Nawaku. I will have to engage President Sylvia Chishimba. And all those who present opposition and civil society, we need to start massive demonstrations against this government, which can even dare you to come and tell you atumba mwibala afilo kulya mwibala elo kabidi mwilali afensi.
Shame.
Very serious indictment on the PF government. And for those who think this is a simple statement, come to Lusaka, see the buildings. I asked Chilufia, my friend, the Minister of Health, to tell us whether those pictures of flats that went on social media were his. And if they were his, where has he gotten the money to build those flats? And can Taluchi Lufia tell us how he left the NGO where he was working before he became an MP? We want to challenge Chilufia to tell us how he left the NGO where he was working, whether he was fired, whether he resigned, and if he was fired, what was the reason? And if he was forced to resign, what was the reason? Because I think it's high time for Zambia start knowing these people. Leopard in sheepskin. So my challenge to Taluchi Lufia, there are houses, very expensive flats that were going on social media. We want you to tell us where you got the money, if those are your properties. Because you've never answered. Many people have asked me about my flats, and I've answered. I got the money to build them. Even the anti-corruption came to ask me, and they just found that I work hard. We also want to find out, first and foremost, how much did Taluchi Lufia say that he was worth before he became minister? It was just those flats that we saw. If at all there is, the man must have trebled his worth from the time he gave the last declaration. So, in a nutshell, we cannot continue with the thieving government. Since independence, this is the first time that we have seen this unprecedented level of theft and bottom by government supported by their own president. Because President Lungu says he fired the minister who was corrupt. I must be a very special person. I was fired for corruption. I've never go to court. When I spoke like this. 1 year, 3 months. I've never been arrested.
Yes.
So in a I just work hard. So people of Zambia, we must start massive demonstrations against this thieving government.
Yes.
Secondly, I want to appeal to all the MPs that it's now time that we took in the impeachment motion
Yes.
against and for your own information, it's a secret ballot. And I know I've spoken to a number of PF MPs who have agreed with us that I think I time that this man is engaged. Look, he has become an embarrassment to the nation. Not only about corruption. The other day he was in Kambwili. He says, you people, you voted us out in 2015, but we are still here. Even in 2016, you voted us out. How can a president become so arrogant that he can tell off voters?
Shame.
You see, when you make too much money, when they think they can buy people. They never have too much money they've got. They can buy people to vote for them. But let's wait and see. This brings me to the other issue. Where is PF getting the money to buy 150 bicycles? PF does not have a business. PF does not run a business. PF account, I know very well. There is no money. But look at the bloated structure who pays? Because there's only the only income that they have is the money that comes from MPs. Is it 1,500 or 2,000 kwacha that MPs donated per month? That's a source of income. But how can a party that is supported by donations from MPs be able to buy 150 bicycles in all the constituencies, which brings the total amount of money to 70 million kwacha? Where the PF gets 17 million kwacha? They also have gone ahead to say they are going to donate 40,000 books per each constituency. People of Zambia, this is the buying that we're talking about. These people have stolen too much through the projects. They have stolen too much through corruption. Now the same money they're looking at you as being foolish by bringing you a bicycle. You have 42 million from the fire engines, military engineer, and you think your government is working. It is clearly that they're telling you that these people are useless. We can steal from them, use the same stolen money to buy them with them. And by the way, even if they gave 150 bicycles in a constituency, what is the population in the constituency? So I want to tell President Lungu and this group that you cannot buy the people. And this brings me to the Mufulira issue. I want to thank the people of Mufulira. We want to have Mufulira Mufulira. Kambwili, if you want to want some Zambia, now let me say, because there is no way and then he comes for the meeting when I but the people of Mufulira say no, we cannot do this anymore. In case you don't know, he was addressing his cadres and small boys, and those small boys only went to stay. That's the way Lungu needs to be. You sing an Furwa, you must show somebody that you are upset. There's no way they will never change. And Kambwili, this country, if you are expecting any development to trickle down to the ordinary, to the poor, then you are cheating yourselves. Because President Lungu on the copper belt, he announced that his economy is doing very well. They've done extraordinarily good. They are doing very well. All the parameters are okay. Inflation is 6%. So his government is now, if he's ready to that will improve. There is a saying in English: he who knows that he knows not is a fool for 5 minutes. But he who does not know that he knows not and knows not that he knows not is a fool forever. If you don't know that you are not doing well, you will never do well. If you know that you are not doing well, you will not doing well. That's what this thing says. So Lungu already says they've done very well. When I came into office, nobody believed in us. But we've done very well. And by the way, he even goes to compare himself with Mwanawasa. The other time he says, people are saying Mwanawasa did very well. Me, I'm better than Mwanawasa. You Lungu to have better than Mwanawasa. What an insult to the dead. Mwanawasa never purified. Mwanawasa never practiced corruption. To the contrary, he fought corruption. Mwanawasa took Chiluba, who gave him the president, took him to court. What have you done for you to compare yourself with Mwanawasa? When you are keeping Kambwili, you are keeping Chitotela. You are keeping a lot of ministers that have been mentioned by the intelligence unit as having illicit money in their account. Then you want to go and insult Mwanawasa that you are better than Mwanawasa. Yes, you are better than Mwanawasa in terms of fashion. Yes. Yeah, we agree. Yes. You are better than Mwanawasa in terms of fashion. But you are talking about looking after this country. My brother, you are the worst president this country has ever seen. El Kambwili, you are Kachula son of a feel in jail.
Yes.
Lying in jail. See, life, if you show whoever you can change, people can forgive you. But for you, my brother, you are becoming arrogant by the day. You are the president. Will still be here. Your going power is sweet, but it must be checked. Them to come up voters, because he was not only insulting those voters in Chibombo, he was insulting all the Zambians. He was telling us, I don't care about the voters. Whether you vote for me or not, I'll still be president. Because he's got too much money that he has made. Last week, there was something going on, which even the president's special assistant, and I presume the president talked about, that I was inciting minors to stone Chinese. Alensoni, President Edgar Lungu and your government, why are you failing to go and do a simple thing? Simple thing, you, President Lungu, and I, Shamenda, Honorable Shamenda, Honorable Yafamukanga, Honorable Mwenyamusenge, we all went to the copper belt when Wansha Line was closed. President, in case you've forgotten, we were told that immediately Baluba opens, they will report back all the 1,600 employees. All I'm asking for in Wansha is that get the 1,600 employees back to them, as promised.
Yes. Yes.
But you say your Chinese, what they are doing? Excuse me. You see your Chinese, they've advertised the jobs, and they are bringing people from outside. Your mayor has taken a list of people he wants employed. Your DC has taken a list of people he wants. Your provincial minister has taken a list he wants people employed. And who else? So all we are saying is, tell these people of yours to stop taking lists to the Chinese, but ask the Chinese to go and get a list of all the miners who were retrenched, and start saying, oh, today we want loader drivers. How many loader drivers were put on care and maintenance? 16. How many do we need? We need 20. Okay, call all the 16, then advertise for the 3 extra ones. You want whistlemen. How many whistlemen were retrenched? Oh, we sent 5 whistlemen on recess. How many do we need? 5. Go and get the 5 whistlemen. They go for induction. You need shift bosses. How many shift bosses do you lay off? Or we laid off 10. How many do you need? 10. You go and get those 10 shift bosses. That's what I'm asking you to do. Now, because you have been compromised by Chinese, because this country has turned out to be another province of Chinese economically and otherwise, you are scared of approaching Chinese because they are Chinese. Yeah. And let me warn the Chinese ambassador that Chinese ambassador, this is Zambia, and it is my country. Yeah. There's no way I'm telling you to tell your mind in Wansha to do the right thing. Then you write a letter to the government complaining about me. Yeah. If you don't want to treat the Zambians properly, let me tell you, there's no space for you here. If you are not prepared to treat the Zambians properly, don't think by bringing your investment you can insult our people. You can ill-treat our people. You want our people to be pleading with you. Chinese investor. No. In any case, let me say it. Chinese are not investors. They are investors. Yes. We should start getting serious on these issues. You promised us. We went with you as Chinese ambassador. And you were in the forefront saying they will call back all the employees. Today you want to complain about me. Have you ever heard of any Chinese who has been stoned? Have you ever any Chinese who has been threatened in Wash? And then you go to complain, you write a letter. Don't hide your inefficiency, Chinese ambassador, because we know these mining companies belong to the Chinese government, and you want to protect your interest. My job is to protect the interest of the miners, not your interest. And because Chinese ambassador is going to complain, the whole president has to run. It becomes even addressing the press. The Honorable Kambwili is threatening miners where the president will not allow. And this idea of using police on innocent citizens must come to an end. I was so surprised to hear Amos Chanda said, so the president had to tell the police that you should deal with this individual in an appropriate manner. Why should the police, the president, be the one to invest, to tell police to come and call me, give me a call out and arrest me? Go ahead and arrest me if I've committed an offense. But I can tell you that manufactured audio that you are playing with does not even talk about anybody threatening Chinese. It just talks about putting pressure on the Chinese to do the right thing. And you think to Martinium with him. Let me tell you, Papa Kalama. I have told you I can never be intimidated for a few action. All I'm asking, and I still keep my word, if the 1,600 employees are going to be employed, when miners start the protest, yes. Because protest is a legal means of airing out your grievances to government. It is done all over the world. Why are you scared of the protests? If we say we are going to protest, or the miners say they want to protest, you want to use police. And by the way, let me make it very clear today that police have no mandate under the Code Act to refuse or accept to hold a meeting. You are just getting the law with impunity. The Public Code Act is very, very clear. You notify the police. If we want to have a meeting, it's a question of notifying you within 7 days. We don't expect police to respond by saying, go ahead meeting or don't go ahead with the meeting. There is no provision in the law. But because we are law abiding, we have always accepted police advice. But what is happening now is no longer police advice. It's the government using police to deny access to the people of Zambia. Last week in Eastern Province is unfortunate. Our members of the Central Committee, led by the Secretary General of NDC, went to the police, and they found the police had made a roadblock. And the police are the ones who told them, you will not enter Eastern Province, go back because of permit. Who told you that to go to any part of Zambia, you should have a permit? What you should know is that every political party has got success. If we want to go and meet our district executive at our private office, do we need a police permit to do that?
No.
If we want to meet our ward executive at a private residence, do we need a police permit to do that?
No.
That's not what the law says. Now, why is it that this now have started telling people, no, you cannot enter Eastern Province because you are not giving you a permit? People around all over mobilizing. MMD is going around all over mobilizing without permit. Why are you refusing NDC? Why are you refusing UPND? And you know, when we talk about these things, let us talk about them in unison. All the opposition political parties. Let us not leave it to PF, to NDC to talk and UPND. You see what happens? It was PF refused. The next day, it was UPND refused to hold their during your exercise. What kind of a country are we running? President Elungu, my brother, you are the worst president this country has ever had.
Yes.
I remember I was very critical. PF were given meetings. You have made it very clear no opposition will be given any permits except the PF. This is very unfair. And the donor community, what are we doing about it? The American embassy, what are we doing about it? The British embassy, what are we doing about it? All the embassies accredited to Zambia, the foreign countries, you are seeing these things. And you can't voice out. This country is supposed to be a democracy. This country does not belong to PF. But you heard what Lungu said. PF is for the people of Zambia, and all the people of Zambia are PF.
No.
That's why I'm saying this man has now become an embarrassment. I want to appeal to the police. Please do the right thing. In Luansha, I respected you. We applied for a permit. And yet you know that there is a ruling by the Speaker on a point of order that MPs do not need a police permit to address their people in their constituencies. So you thought when you refused me a permit in Luansha, I was just trying to be good citizens. But I'm telling you, after next week, I'm going to have a meeting in my constituency with all the residents. I will just inform you whether you say go ahead or not to go ahead because you don't have the power and challenge your decision because you don't have the power. But anyway, what do you expect if you have Kanganja as a general of police, Katanga as a police commissioner, and yet you have to be layers, but you are not others.
Yes.
I don't know that I think when the government changes, they just change the inspector general of police, they fire a few of those police officers who are misbehaving. You must be taken on for abuse of authority.
Yes.
Once the government changes, all those police officers who are misbehaving by behaving like others must be charged for abuse of authority. They must explain their actions. I think this is when this country will change. You can't have a woman behaving like a tanga. Getting me out of parliament just to come and answer a charge that is neither here nor there. Very, very disappointed.
Yes.
I want to warn the police that first and foremost, you don't have the power to reject or accept a notification. It only ends at notifying you. If you don't have the manpower, you advise the political party we don't have, we can make our own security arrangements.
Yes.
We don't need you.
Yes.
So please, stop this nonsense of denying the opposition permits when in actual fact the law does not allow you to give permits. You are not empowered. Tell me which law gives authority to the police to give permits. There's no law. The Public Order Act says notification of the police within 7 days. But when people respect you, don't think they are stupid. This thing is getting out of hand. How is it that PF, this week they will be in Eastern Province, where you rejected us? Mwila has announced they are going to Eastern Province. Does this country belong to PF?
No.
For province without police permits, they held rallies all over. That's why they were paying people 20 kwacha to come to the rally. When I'm like, you think those people you are buying to, you give them money, you see 20,000 per each constituents, give them money to come, and Mwaita Bantu, Akamonso Kabantu at your pocket. The day of reckoning will come. Even Lupia Banda behaved exactly the same way you are behaving. And by the way, this is no longer the PF that we knew. This is a PF, Gonga PF plus Gonga MMD. Because the actual MMD is the MMD by Never Smith. This MMD of Mutati is a Gonga.
Yes.
MMD, if we just follow strictly the law. Because you were told that with Rupiah Bandas, that convention, without authority of the MMD, who was elected at that time, with authority of the Secretary General of the party, who was elected at that time. So this is a Gonga MMD plus Gonga PF coming together, and you know how they behave. Because Mamdala Rupiah Banda, Malibesh Bakari Mamdala Bakoka Isan.
Shemuna Gonga! Shemuna Gonga!
Bantu Mamdala Rupiah, Bagafenga Lungu, Mashot Katieka. So please, police, have enough. Don't threaten people unnecessarily because you don't have the right. Katanga, if you don't know. You Inspector General, if you don't know. Ngataule muna uye shita glassing ine. Uwele nge public order act. Umfenga mwari ba maka yove to refuse this permit. We don't want country to degenerate into chaos. Some of us are peace-loving Zambians, and we don't want problems. But if we can dare you and say we are going ahead with a meeting, we have met the provisions of the law. You're even saying we cancelled their permit. Makanshwa kwa taya cancel permit. Tukesa kukanda. Shame. The other issue I want to talk about is why should an individual minister make so many children suffer? Bankanduluo, bankashandi, amenso ya bantu yaladia. You can't just wake up and say, UNZA will not open, CB will not open. You even go and close Kwame Nkrumah. Pantry mwabana benu bali pwama skulu, basambilile abroad. Mulefa yabana baba nenu, a course which they can do in 3 years, but it's in 5 years.
Shame.
You were complaining. No, the university has been closed, too many closures because of Ifyongo. What has caused you to close the university indefinitely? You are not even giving the time frame. Nobody is against rehabilitation of 1 or 2 buildings at the university. But you cannot hold the whole country to ransom. You close the school, you don't even tell when it's going to open. President Lungu, if you are a president worth his salt, direct your minister to open CBU and UNZA. It is too much. I think Zambia, we are letting illegality take its own route. You cannot accept to just minister Wukafie. Ayasala University for no apparent reason. All the colleges are running. Tamuli Korela. So much like I have all the schools, secondary schools have been opened. There is no Korela in those schools. So in Java you can grow. Pasibi fela paunza. Every Korela. And some of us are not even fit to be leaders. You don't deserve to be leaders. Because you want to run things the way you run your own kitchens. The way you run your own thing. That's a public institution. And I'm appealing to you, Bankandru. Na mulibaba matwi. Mulibabe mbafye chine. Mwafuma kuchinsadi. Go and allow Abba and Abba Pinwele school. Our children, some of us, the children are in 7th year, like my daughter's in 7th year at School of Medicine. We are counting at graduate in September. You keep dragging the opening of the school. We don't even know when my daughter is going to graduate because of you, Kandulu. If there is Korela, where they learn from is in Ndola Central Hospital. Those at the School of Medicine. Their school is at Ndola Central Hospital. The School of Nursing is running. The School of Laboratory is running. You could just, Biomed School is running at Ndola. You just go and close the School of Medicine. No, mani kolela and shulela and dapo iwen kandu. Shem kolela ile shibata abale chitanesi, abale chitapamili. The true issue is that you don't have money to pay for students who are on bursaries. That's why you have continued closing the university and CBU. There is no Korela children at these institutions. So don't think the people of Zambia are stupid. Just find the money and open the schools. Correct. All those people who live around the university. What kind of nonsense is this? ZNBC. ZNBC Bali press briefing NDC. How do you expect to make money to pay those employees? Because everything you show is about President Edgar Lungu. And them. Yesterday you saw when he was on the Copper Belt. The whole news 2 days ago was just about Lungu's tour to the Copper Belt. And no political issues. For 30 minutes. Who do you expect to come and pay adverts? Who do you expect to come and pay adverts to watch just President Lungu, Inongewin and them? ZNBC is not making extra money from adverts because people have now moved to Prime TV, they've moved to Movie TV, they've moved to QTV, they've moved to these TVs like Avena, Pastor Chiluba, because they are offering different types of news covering everybody. That's what the people of Zambia want. No matter am I employees who are hardworking to go months without pay because you are not making money. You better wake up. Pay the employees as they did. If you can't, close the advertise it. It will even do better if you advertise it. But just because you want the whole news about Lungu's tour of the Copper Belt, Mule Assembly belongs to the government. Tatumona kofe zuma pakana kulas. Inso ni. So pay ZNBC employees. And we are happy with one thing, that Lungu has a pama foreign trips. FHV mbachitila apa komaila nondo. Imagine if we are not talking about foreign trips. Na lelonga bali ku Uganda. Na mailonga bali kwisa. Nomba pantu tulalanda po every day. Twa mitotela pali chichena mwangufa. Although we are disappointed today, bamba justification. No, you've been Rwanda. Rwanda to alisho fyo muchita. Ili deal mutwala steel na sugar na grand view echo mulei la koniku business. But using taxpayers' money. Ukumfa kuhusu mweo wa muntu ba Lungu, mweo wa muntu aba mukutu. No baimwena muisalama tu. Because we president Nabulo Wasana and you'll be president for good. You will not be removed. You'll be life president. Kaunda for 27 years. He was out. At least Kaunda because all the projects you are boasting about Lungu, they are Mr. Sata's projects. All the projects you are saying, I've done this, I've done this. Mune kwata konensoni ukulumbulati abashile bachitani ba Sata. Notukula bomba, natubomba wino sana. We have built this with Makula, fin to Twashile Nabasa in pipeline. You are a disaster, my brother, President Lungu. You are a disaster to this nation. Elona imone never blue shakwa Lungu tell mo afa blue shen. Umuntu ngaleluba echo tukwatila ba nensu na ba blue. Amadi badila bako. Ba ichefeni ba kaponya bakaiza to Amos Chanda to Atikasimo. We can forgive those as small boys. But we blue shaba Lungu mwabakwi gepo mwaba. Please start telling your relatives. Ukwatulea kuchindi. Fikesa kubipila. Bonse wali ama mshingulu ikabena chiluva. Bake bafe bayi bakabutuka. Akashala ne. Nicho fe mbwidi kakonka onse fe paka na mugwendo.
Viva Mbwili! Viva! Viva Mbwili!
Viva! Ada ashele kale ya koteka. chiluba sheleka ali akoteka niyo chiluba likweteka abantu at least abo mwinga penda nga bamachungwa bama died a little for chiluba until he died nomba imo balungu mukakwata pona banenu imo kala mitambila pali kali mudana mwikatana paka windows so tetama mshanya menshemo yaliuma bantu umuntu umfa ukana umfate kusuma abantu ngabalelanga nishla chiluba. Please listen to what the people say. This country is rich, this country is developed, these people can live better, but no ebu foolish nama dilu ya bupuba. Hello Moyamba ma early campaigns. You think you are clever. Now it's a danger of early campaigns is that the government will no longer concentrate on service delivery. All the money that was budgeted for service delivery will now be going to book minibuses to bring cadres to come and listen. Instead of the helicopters working for Zambia Army, they will be busy mobilizing where the president is going. Look at what happened on the Copper Belt. He was with over 12 cabinet ministers. Now, if the president and 12 cabinet ministers are in one place, who is going to do service delivery?
No one.
If I would even see at the fundraising, the PF fundraising, a permanent secretary from Muchinga, Nundwe. Is it Nundwe or Nundwe?
Yeah.
Nundwe was being shown on TV all the way from Muchinga. We are fundraising, yeah, PF Copper Belt. Nundwe, Nanamu French to Yabu civil servant. Resign and go and work as a cadre. There's absolutely no explanation why you can leave your station in Muchinga using government fuel, government vehicle, you pay your hotel bills using government money, just go and be where President Lungu is on the Copper Belt. Oh, is Copper Belt. What shook? That wish you felt from Nanaso de Tufkong, so, gentlemen, please, let us be serious the way we run this country. There's no way the president can start. You have just been in office for 1 year. You are now going to 2 years under this new mandate. Why are you focusing on 2021? Finish mule fisa. Munina nenangu. A miracle happened that in 2021 you won. You must know that there will be 2026 for you to live. You can only prolong your being prosecuted, but you still be prosecuted. So you are wasting your time. Stop these early campaigns because you are not going to monitor projects. You're going around to watch meetings in districts, political meetings. But I'm mfulila bali mulanje shukuru. Ukweba tinshku mutanda.
Yes.
Fuel price. You were boss.
Yes.
We have reduced the price of fuel. We have reduced. Tell us today. Boss Boss, about 4 months ago, you remember? No, we've reduced the price of fuel. We are doing very well. So now the price of fuel has gone up. You're not doing all right, isn't it? If you are a pro-poor government, certainly you cannot do away completely with subsidies. Sometimes as a government, you have to think to cushion the external shocks. You can't just say because OPEC has increased the price of crude oil to $70 per barrel, then automatically you increase the fuel in the country. It doesn't work out that way. For you to nurture the industry, to nurture the business, and also to care about the well-being of the people, some of these things you can subsidize over that period of time in order for you to keep constant your economical growth. Because immediately you increase the price of fuel, everything, the price will increase. So there's that disturbance in the economy. So don't tell us these stories of, no, because they've increased, we have to increase. You have said you are poor. You can subsidize the fuel for a short period of time. But because I'm a decision, you can't even plan the businessman. By the time you want to consolidate your plans, the fuel is going up. The time you want to consolidate your business, the electricity rates are going up. Inconsistency in the economical parameters distorts business and distorts economical growth. All those countries in the world that subsidize fuel, don't think they don't think. They want to have a predictable business environment. But we are doing very well. We are a very hard-working government. We've reduced it. And then hard-working. And this also brings me to one issue. There are too many pending ward elections across Zambia. Why is the Electoral Commission of Zambia not calling for by-elections? Because some of the wards, like one in Frila, the one in Kalushi, have been pending for over 90 days. That is abrogation of the Constitution. The Constitution is very clear. Elections will be held 90 days after the ward or the constituency becomes vacant. But the ward in Frila and Kalulushi have gone over 90 days. I want to appeal to the Electoral Commission of Zambia to call for elections. And when we say this government is broke, people are not taking us seriously. They don't have money to go for by-elections. Electoral Commission of Zambia has not been funded for those by-elections. That's why they have the by-elections. They need to the copper build. We are doing very well. The economy has performed very well. You don't even blow your own trumpet as a president. Let the people say this is working. It's not for you to say we are working. But let me tell you, my brother president, the behavior this time is exactly the behavior of Rupia Banda. Under Rupia Banda, economic parameters were very good. Inflation 6%, GDP growth 7.6%, but the people are suffering. No trickle effect to the ordinary people. This is what is happening because you brought MMD Rupia back. And I can tell you, Adila Rupia Banda. This time it will be Adila Edgar. And I want to find out from the Lusaka City Council why the PF is collecting money in bus stations.
Yes.
Why the PF is collecting money in bus stations? I have a schedule here of people who collect money from the stations. These bus drivers came up with their own initiative. They were saying when you load the bus, you leave a 10,000 to their own committee, 10 kwacha, to their own committee. When they collect all this money, at the end of the month, they choose which drivers to give that money like Ichirimba. They give 3 drivers, another month they give 3 drivers just like that. Now the PF has gone and said they also have to benefit from that money.
Shame.
On this lotter, the MP for Kanyama, Amai Lungu, Amai Mumba, Bana Mumba, also to collect money from stations. This is theft. Why should you collect money from poor drivers which doesn't belong to you? At church money.
Shame.
I am told they are collecting as much as 189,000 kwacha per month from the bus drivers, from the stations. Katushino tuinga kutukilako. Ba police wakanganjala wani wakaja. Katwishi, Badeki, Limbi Badeki, please, Nimane laundering, Yokoyam Pokendalama, Ishomshabo Mbela. I am so shocked that my sister Elizabeth Piri, who I respect very, very much, can appear on this slaughter at Ishishku, Abapoka Niwa MP. My sister, where are you taking this money you are collecting from the station? Maggie Mumba, where are you taking this money? To a papa to a PF. Na sheni ko wumo. Bu pompe. Munshimilan sala. The Kenya be never driver. Bale ipolije chilimba. Bale sungira mu abana ba. Muleiba ukiyam Dalama in the name of PF. Ratsa. Lamis. I want to warn you, the new company, whatever you are called from Austria, that should you collect any money for road tax, NDC will go to court. Because the constitution is very clear. The constitution of Zambia, the amended constitution, says road taxes shall be collected by the local authority. So in Luansha, I expect the Luansha Municipal Council to be collecting road tax. Yes. In Lusaka, the Lusaka City Council. In K18, to collect any road tax from any, and I want to call upon any Zambians. Whoever is going to pay to this new company tax, I think some people must be shown that Zambia is not lawless. Yes. That's an abrogation of the constitution with impunity. Roads must go to the council. Because we talked about this issue of Lamis. It's not necessary to give a concession for 17 years for a foreign country to come and run Ratsa. Money that you are supposed to collect for the government, you want to share it. Where is the logic? Where is the logic? When we take